As per the agenda, this week we are going to be reviewing your landing pages. It looks like we've got a few people in attendance here. I know so a few more people will probably join, so let me go over kind of the ground rules of how we review the pages and things we'd like to see. One, if you didn't know, this is sponsored by KickoffLabs. If you're not a customer, you should check out KickoffLabs.com, and we'll do a quick overview at the end. I am Josh Ledgard. I am one of the founders of Kickoff Labs. With me today is Izzy Palmerin. He works in marketing at Kickoff Labs, and the two of us together will be going through landing pages that were submitted in advance to this webinar. We do like to review pages of people that are in attendance. It makes it more fun. We get to ask some questions. We get to hear some feedback. So if you are in attendance, I would like to have you guys go to grow.kickofflabs.com/live viewing so that you can participate in the chat. Post a quick introduction of yourself, your business, and a link to the page that you submitted. While I've got all of these tabs for pages that were submitted open that we could look at, I'd like to prioritize ones that you guys let us know, hey, I'm here and I'd love a review of my page. I want to reward you guys for attending the webinar and for giving us your attention today, and make sure that we cover your pages. The next thing I'd like to cover is, we do have the chat. We run it live for a reason. We'd love for people to post their comments about the pages. We'll get to the feedback if you go to the chat, so feel free to make it participatory. Offer your own suggestions. Is great for people that are having their pages reviewed to get more feedback from other people than just Izzy and I while we're going through these pages. And it looks like already, thank you, Daniel Cole posts in the chat and says, hey, Danielle at Trinity Cards, trinitycards.kickoffpages.com is here. So yeah, Daniel, we'll get to your page. I've got it open. We will get to your page first. All right. That said, I think we've got the ground rules covered. Stephanie says with CareerMuse, careermuse.se, we will get to the CareerMuse page as well. All right, keep the comments and chats coming. We're going to get started, and if some people join up and they miss some things, then they join up and they miss some things. So I'm going to stop sharing the webcam so I can focus on sharing the screen. And let me go ahead and share my screen here. Change presenter to me. All right. Let me know you guys should be able to see the my screen with the Trinity Cards page.
Yep, all set.
All right. So the first thing I noticed when I look at this page is I kind of love the simplicity. Like it's there's one hero image here. When I scrolled down on the page earlier, and it's just a basic one color and a sales letter basically that you have on the page. And so that strategy can work really well, and there's this hero image which sort of explains the cards here. What I felt like was missing was right up here at this top. I feel like you have a logo. I would put your logo, which is down here, and you can repeat it down here, but I would take that and put that up at the top of the page in this location. It won't push everything down too far. You've got a small enough amount of text where I think people will still see the call to action. But the nice thing about if you've gone through the effort for your business and you have a nice logo or something that it adds a bit of trust to the page. It doesn't just start out with like text on a brown screen. It'll feel more polished and a little bit more trustworthy on the page. The hero image is okay, and this is one of the critical aspects because it's such a central focus on the page, and you've only got one picture on the page, so you're trying to make it count. I really wish, because your tagline is cringe-free Christian encouragement cards are coming this November. So a couple things that I would do. When people read are coming this November, it's like saying coming soon. I don't think you need to say that, and you can move the image up and make room for the logo by deleting this, because you can put that text below here as sort of fine print, as will be coming this November. Because when people read this, they read it as a cue that they should just leave the page. They don't have to go. other thing that I might consider on this page as the headline is I sort of wish that the text was a little bit more readable in these pictures. So I don't know if you could maybe change this image where it's maybe just, instead of 6 cards, just 3 cards. And if it was just 3 cards, would those 3 cards stand out a bit more so you could read the text? Because that's really like your product is, if it's cringe free, then you want to read the text and make sure that the text isn't cringeworthy as sort of a validation of the product. And maybe if you had an image with 3, or maybe you just highlighted 1, it would be really easy to tell if it was cringe free on the page that's here. All right, and then enter your email to be kept informed and earn free cards. So I love that you're teasing that you can earn free cards. The to be kept informed is maybe a little bit of a not the best incentive. Maybe you should try an incentive along the lines of enter your email to send the first cards, or to send, to be the first to send a card, or just, be the first to send a card and earn free cards by entering your email. So maybe play around with the words a little bit, because if you think about it, like, are you really ever incentivized to be kept informed about a business? No, but you might be incentivized if you were interested in this product to be one of the first ones to send a card. And I think that you can really focus on that and drive people to do the right thing and sign up that way. So below that, you get into the sales letter here, and we don't have time to go over a bunch of copy. I feel like the only thing I felt like on this was I feel like this text here and this text, the sections, could be highlighted a little bit more with a larger font or using one of the headlines so they stand out. The other thing is it feels to me like the bullets don't have a place here. Like I wish it was just you didn't have these lines. You had the top dividing line like this one. So keep this line right here. But I would get rid of this line and let the headline be the natural divider between the sections. I would also not make this bulleted here. I would make this more conversational and less bullet pointy, because you're doing this as a sales letter, and for the sales letter to work, it needs to feel a little bit more human. And for it to feel more human, we don't speak in bullet points. And so I would really just make these more just a paragraph format, and just it doesn't take much changing of this copy to make that work. And I think you could have the page flow a lot nicer. And again, with the keep me informed, I would think about a different call to action here on the page. So hopefully that's useful feedback for the sign up page. Let's see what happens when I sign up. So I'm going to stop drawing on this page here, and now we will go sign up. All right, so I love the consistency. You kept the brown background. It doesn't feel like a very different page. Thanks for signing up. An email has been sent to you. Make sure it did not end up in your junk folder, so you're checking to make sure that people are verifying their emails. You're using, I noticed, one of our domains. You'll get a lot more trust and credibility if you use your own domains like trinitycards.com or launch.trinitycards.com. You can just email us at support, and we can help set that up for you, and that'll add a lot more credibility to the page. And you've got some rewards, and you do a great job. So you're teasing, you're teasing the reward, saying free cards, share now, and see what rewards below you can earn. So this is a great job of teasing the rewards below. I wish that this section right here was a little bit smaller font, like maybe thanks for signing up was a highlight, and then you had text below it, an email has been sent to you, and merge this, connect these two things into one sentence. Then make this a headline, the free cards, and have this as the sentence below it. Hopefully this my scribbles make some sense. I basically want you to break this up into 2 sections, and let me try this again. Section 1 should be this first headline. Then all of this should be one sentence below it. Section 2 should be this headline, and the same consistency of the font. All of this should be the second sentence below that. And yeah, it'll push the page down a little bit more. I just think it'll make it a little bit more readable, and you'll call people to the call to action, which is thank you, check your email, and then free cards. Down here, you've got a great section, explaining the rewards. It's really clear, and you're explaining that there's a value to the cards and sharing ends. So there's a date. I might think about this incentive here. I might think about moving that up to the top, like you only have until October 31st to share as an incentive here, and move that into this section here maybe where it gets called out a little bit more on the page. Let's see what happens here. Something to think about. So if I share on Twitter, something to think about is the Twitter link. You're 36 characters over. So if you look at this Twitter sharing, you got to reduce the amount of copy in here because people will have to do that before they can share. So they'll have to do something like this, and then they'll have to take over like this. And you still have 4 characters left, but edit that copy, test out the share links, make sure that it fits within a tweet, and then also let's see what happens on Facebook here. You've got that set up. It looks like you're missing a share image, so I would set a Facebook share image on the sign-up page. You can do that as well from the sign-up page, and so you can have a share image here as well, and you can use the same image from your sign-up page on the share link there for the page. Izzy, do you have anything you wanted to add or say about the page?
No, well, nothing specific. I think you were very thorough on the actual review, and I mean, there's a lot of things that can be improved, and yeah, you pretty much went through them all.
Cool. All right. So it looks like we've also got the Career Muse. Stephanie posted that link. So Izzy, do you want to take over presenting and share the Career Muse page?
Sure, let's take a look at Career Muse. Okay, so you should all be seeing my screen now, and we're taking a look at Career Muse. So it's careermu.se, which is, just a nice variation of the actual domain name. And it already looks like a pretty complete website with their top bar here, their navigation. It says services, muses. Not too sure what muses is supposed to mean at this moment, but pricing, voices, and also diversity, which doesn't make it 100% clear to me what the site is offering, but let's see if the headline makes things clear. Looks like some kind of like an employment application. Okay, so an intelligent approach to navigating your management career in the tech industry. Okay, nice. So it's a nice overall page. It does have a nice techie feel to it, which is very important in the tech industry because people like to sign up on nice looking pages. So Career Muse navigates your path to career success. It's pretty good copy because this is pretty much explaining what the business is about. It's using nice words like inspire your growth through personalized career services, uncover potential through intelligent job matching. So it seems pretty clear what the application is. I would love to see screenshots of what the application might look like. If it's like a DIY platform or if it's something that is mainly focused on services where it's like one-to-one meetings with people, or I'm filling out some kind of surveys. It would be nice to see what exactly is going on, because right now I'm seeing services all over the place. But is it a service app, or is it or is it like a web app that I would log into and do everything on my own? Taking a look at the rest of the page. So intelligent job fit. So yes, mock interviews. So it is simulating like a live interview. Okay, I mean it's a very informative page. I mean, take a look at the page. It's very informative, very nicely designed. I'm wondering what kind of incentive there is for me to sign up on the page. Think of us as a gym membership for your career. Invest $75 per month, okay? And you're not talking about like investing anything until way down here, which I think might be something very important to start mentioning up here at the top, as opposed to just like request an invite, talking about requesting like your spot in line. A lot of companies, what they're doing nowadays, they're actually using kind of like crowdfunding platforms. Well, they're not really crowdfunding. They're I don't really know what they're called to be very specific, but they're pre-launch platforms where you can pretty much start collecting money from potential customers before you launch, which I think could be a good strategy for this for Career Muse, mainly because I mean that you're already drawing interest from people who are willing to give up money and 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 you're kind of funding yourself too because I mean I'm not sure if this is a funded company or not, but there's no like real huge incentive to sign up on the page. I had to really like dig into the actual text to see what's going on and to see if this is a real fit for me. And you're not going to get too many people reading all of the text on the page, so there's nothing right away that that kind of like drives me or inspires me to take that immediate action on the page. Um, I would really think like
A
offering some.
couple of things that got me is like the bottom where it says "Tell me more," and you click that, it just opens up an email.
Oh
I
yeah,
really wish the "Tell me more"
yeah, there's
asked them
like
to
some
sign
kind
up
of.
because if you scroll to the bottom and you read all of that, you might be interested in signing up instead of just sending an email. So I would make that call to action match the one at the top where you're collecting the email address.
Correct.
And the other thing is that one at the top, honestly, compared to the rest of the page, the style doesn't match. Like the form feels like it was sort of jammed onto the page. The widths aren't the same on the button and the enter your email address text.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just feels a little bit off for how well the rest of the page looks. And as Izzy said, it's missing a real incentive. Like you have request and invite, but you know, are you going to let people try it for free? Like what is a real reason where somebody should sign up today there? And you can repeat that at the bottom of the page as well. Um,
Exactly.
and I think I'm not sure if Izzy was going to mention it. I like the first headline where it says navigate to your careers path, but then your other headlines are really generic. Where if you look at the middle headlines on the page, Izzy, if you scroll to the down to there,
Versus like
where it says
services,
services,
uses.
yeah, muses, like those are fairly generic headlines, and I wish that they were more descriptive. So if I was somebody where I was just skimming the page and I read the headline should tell me a story as I scroll down the page. So for a long form page like this, your headline should be less generic, and your headline should sort of form a sentence and tell me a story as I go down the page.
Right, makes a lot of sense. And actually, I would actually remove these links because now I know what they're doing. I would just click on it and it's driving me directly to that place on the page. I would just remove it because if what you're kind of doing is you're giving people more options to actually click on the page. Yes, you're actually informing them, but if they're so driven, how Josh was actually mentioning, if this is more like of a story and they're just so driven in the actual copy, they're gonna scroll down the page on their own, and they're gonna keep reading, trying to get more information about what you're offering. But I would get rid of these links, and like we said, there's no real incentive on the page to sign up now. But let's see what happens if I do sign up now. I'm wondering if I get some kind of free PDF, if I get something. Success. Your request has been received. Learn more about Career Muse. So the only thing you're doing is kind of driving people to your blog. There's no sharing links. There's nothing for me to to share with my like-minded friends because I might have friends that are in the tech industry as well or that want to get into the tech industry. There should be a way for me to share this with them because right now you're just driving people to your blog and right here all I'm really doing is just reading some articles, some stuff posted by the Oatmeal, which is always nice to see, but nothing really that's making me take any kind of immediate action. So we would love to see some kind of immediate action being taken right after people sign up because that's when that's where
You've
they're
got
warmest.
Yeah, you've got an engaged customer there, and so you've got somebody who is interested, and then there's a chance to ask for the second call to action, which would be sharing and giving them incentives to share with their friends. Izzy, would this be really easy to hook up with Kickoff Labs?
Oh, this would be super easy. Let's see what kind of form this is. Well, I would imagine all you would really need to do, since you have some nice big call to actions on the page, you could just click the "Tell me more." We have a pop-up link form that would actually just pop up a form, and you can right away sign up, and right after you get viral sharing, you get social referral links, you get wait lists. So you could really build upon this like uh, request and invite call to action that you're using. So a lot of things that you could do with Kickoff
Yeah, and
Labs.
that sharing isn't just for looks. I mean, the sharing really does get used, like we showed on the first page, the Trinity cards. That sharing is going to increase their signups by about 30 to 40% on average. And if you actually add an incentive like they do, we see about more than half of the signups come from the friend recommendations and the social sharing. And so it's really a critical part if you're, you've got any sort of budget and you want to make it go further than what you've got today on the page. All right, so I'm going to take over now, and I'm going to talk about the Crafty 88. Share my screen. All right, so this page, so I left it up here. You should see the page now. There's a sign up box, and I tell you, like, pay attention if you're going to add these exit intents. This is because I'd gone up to kind of close and move the tab, so I got asked to, this exit intent widget to stop me before I signed up. Really think about the copy in this. One last chance to sign up is okay. But you just using the generic subscribe, and I know that's what we pre-fill it with because we don't know what your call to action is. Get free product or get a chance to win. Like, use the text, make it match what your call to action is up here, like why they should sign up and the button. There's space in this button to do that and to make it a little bit more explanatory and more customized for what you're doing, where I think you should take advantage of that. So I'm going to dismiss this so we can look at the regular page. I love the simplicity of the look of the page. Like, I love this background drawing here. It's dark and the text still stands out. So with this bold headline text, the logo still stands out. The text is still really easy to read. So design-wise, I feel like it looks really good. I sort of wish the bottom of the page was white, not purple. I don't think that impacts your conversion rate much. Maybe it's just a personal preference. There's something about this purple and the blue where the blue and the button could probably stand out a little bit more if this was just white. I'll do a W for white there. If this was just white, I think it would stand out a little bit more, the blue, or come up with, use one of these fun orange or red colors. Like, take one of these colors out of here and use that for the button. And it might stand out a little bit more if you're looking at the page. When it comes to the copy, again, I'm not a fan of saying is coming, because that just mentally tells people to check out of the page. And so I mentioned that earlier, and I'll mention it here. So I would take that out. If you're going to say Crafty 88, you could say a bigger headline that says Crafty 88 is where art starts. Like, art starts at Crafty 88. Like, somehow take this and connect it to this word so you have one larger headline here, and then that would give you room in this area, because you wouldn't have that second line, to do a second line without losing the simplicity of the page. And in that second line, I really would mention art supplies, basically saying what you are, like, what is your advantage on art supplies. So you say down here, the reason to sign up is that you'll get exclusive discounts. But this text here should say why your art supplies are better. So Crafty 88 is where art starts at Crafty 88. We do better art supplies than anyone else. Like, it's a horrible headline, but you need to have, like, what is your unique value? And I don't know what it is because you're not telling me on the page what the unique value is of the copy here. But if you did that, I think it would really stand out. It's just a couple of small, simple changes here. You'd have room, and you'd still keep a really simple-looking page on this offer here. So let's sign up now and see what happens when you sign up. So I say start saving. So this is a great job, the start saving here, because you're tied it to the call to action, because it says get exclusive discounts, and it says start saving. That's exactly what I was talking about for the exit intent window. So you did it here. Just do it for that exit intent dialog, where you might have an alternate pitch because people thought to leave, so you don't want to use the same exact pitch, but you should follow that same technique where you have the matching call to action of start savings. This image is, the key is something that we put in there by default. It was used by Harry's, and it's sort of like, get access or the invite mentality. Don't be afraid to change up what they did. This image could be a dollar sign. It could be a paintbrush. It could be anything else that makes it related more to your brand. Don't be afraid to experiment and change what they did. Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it works for everybody, and there are better ways to do things than what they did. So I would consider maybe swapping this image out. But back to where I was going, which was signing up for this page. I signed up for this page. Um, the logo changed, which I find a little bit strange because it looks, instead of a circle, it's this square thing. It doesn't feel as connected to the page. The background image here does make sense because it was art supplies and you've got a big, section of the drawing here. But that logo changing is something that stood out here. So I would think about how you can make the logo feel more connected to the other logo up here. Um, I feel like, again, you did a great job with the background image, so check on that. The text stands out, but it could be a little bit better here. So invite friends and earn savings or perks, like earn products. Like, I guess, yeah, there are some products here, so you are talking about products at the higher end here. Yeah, it's pretty well done. Um, I don't think you need to say share unique links via Twitter, Facebook, or social media. I think you could just say share your unique link, and then you start with this and earned Crafty 88 goods for everyone that signs up, and the page would look a lot simpler. Then here you can remind people, instead of just saying copy and paste or click and share, and that was our default text, you could replace this with some other, like, you're only 5 friends away from 5% off, or you could earn X% for every friend. You could play with this copy a little bit to really incentivize the sharing. Let's see what happens with their sharing here. If I go and I click on Twitter, great. So they've got art starts here. Craft 8 is giving away art supplies. Check this out. I don't think you need to check this out. I think you might add some personal, like, help me earn art supplies, or you could earn art supplies, but it fits within the text. There's lots of space for people to edit it and add their own commentary to the image, so that's great. And now let's see what happens if I share here on Facebook what they have set up. Okay, so it doesn't look like a Facebook sharing image was set up. And so I would go back to the sign up page and set up, because the Facebook shares the sign up page. You can see the little tiny link down there. And that sign up page should have a Facebook sharing image from the page. And I would go at that for people to share. So you have something that is more visual when people share this on Facebook. Those are the 2 checks I usually do with the links. I don't have anything else. Hopefully this was worthwhile for you. It looks like we've got up next was Fun Common, and I'll let Izzy talk about the Fun Common page.
Sure, let's take a look at Fun Common. All right, so let me make sure that we have the right Fun Common page up, because Tom was actually, I believe it is Tom from Fun Common. Yes, Tom was actually mentioning that he switched the site on. I had it open somewhere around here. They switched the site on Shopify, so you want to make sure that we're seeing the correct site. Now, Tom, I just want to make sure that you're looking at the correct one. This is your KickoffLabs one, or is this the Shopify site? Either way, this looks more like a Shopify site, because I'm seeing the.
He says that's the old one.
Okay, so how are you saying that we get access when you click the URL from your campaign page? Let me try it like this. Here we go. Okay, so we're looking at funcommon.com, the best morning ever mug, which is a nice headline, kind of very bold in a way, but it's also like, I mean, it's bold, but it's not 100% informative. I would love to see some kind of um, some kind of more descriptive headline, and you saw that I kind of scrolled away from the page because I was going to click my little plug in here, and it says, you don't like coffee or donuts, what's wrong with you? Just kidding. So you guys, so I can already tell that the page is kind of using kind of bold text, kind of has its own identity, which people tend to identify with in many cases, because if you're just like a very bland brand with no real identity, I guess. People tend to say, well, this isn't for me. But if you're very strong about your wording, about what you're talking about, then people tend to identify. So perhaps you know someone who does get them a fun, unique gift. So, and then it says here, let's do this, which kind of throws me off on the actual exit intent. So, and I don't also love, well, I don't love the call to action either. Josh was actually mentioning, I mean, you did change the actual call to action, but it looks kind of like just a very standard call to action. Notify me when available isn't as enticing as like get free coffee and donuts by clicking here or something like that, because if
Yeah,
this page
if
is more
you
driven
type that
towards that.
headline, it'll look a lot better if it said that.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the page. So like I was mentioning, this headline, it's nice, it's bold, but I believe that it could be a little bit more descriptive, and it's kind of pushing up, well, actually kind of like pushing down the actual page, not too much, but normally this is like meant for your logo area, which if you do have a logo, it would probably work better there and pushing down this headline right right above here. Um, and so it kind of like leads into your sub headline where it says enjoy better coffee time experience, the best morning ever mug. You're just repeating yourself here, so there's no reason to like repeat this copy if you're already using it, or if that's the name of the brand. Tom, can you let us know? I mean, what's the name of the brand? Is it called Fun Common, or is it called the best morning ever mug? Let us know, because if you are repeating it, then it's kind of important for people to actually see. But I think it would be like it would be a lot stronger. Fun Comment is the company, so the product is the best morning ever mug. Okay, maybe changing the actual logo so it looks more like logo text as opposed to just standard text, because it just looks as if you're just repeating your actual headline just once and then again here in the sub headline. So
And a
yes.
logo, creating a logo doesn't have to be really costly. You could just take a nice font, and almost do it yourself, where you just stack "Best Morning Ever" mug, like if it's a square, and you make it look like a square, and like boom, there's your logo. And you could probably go on Fiverr.com or something
Yeah.
and pay like $5 for someone to do that as a really simple image for you, and your problem would be taken care of.
Yep.
And I think the other thing that hurts is with that text is I would use the option we have on this theme to fade the background out a little bit more, because that white mug, the text stands out on the black side, but that white mug really obscures the white text. And so if you move more text on top of the white mug, it's going to be hard to read. And readability should be your first goal on this page. I'll let
Yep.
Izzy keep going.
Yep, that was actually going to be my next point, which has to be which has to do with the readability. Whenever you're working with any kind of white text, yeah, you want to make sure that the background makes the front makes the front text visible, basically. And once again, we're taking a look at your call to action, which is notify me when it's available. Not a great call to action for the page, because the page is talking about a better coffee time experience, fun and donuts. So you're using great words here: fun, surprise, experience, and notify me when it's available is extremely bland. So yeah, I would get rid of that call to action copy and change it up. You can obviously within Kickoff Labs you can A/B test it. So if you insist on wanting to use notify me, I would A/B test it against another stronger call to action, because you never know what kind of results you're going to get. So see the BME mug in action still doesn't make 100%. Like this is still kind of confusing to me, the actual BME mug. So I would place the actual logo there as well. Just put that logo front and center wherever you're actually mentioning the mug. Put it front and center. And it's kind of an interesting mug. I would love to see it in action here in the actual shot, because not everyone's gonna click to actually view the video. A lot of people would actually like to see some text. I would love to see some pretext here, which is actually talking a little bit about the actual mug without having people um, click to view the video, because like I mentioned, you're probably going to get about 50% of people that don't view the actual video. So provide some information that people that are either in their office, because I mean this is very like an office driven product. This could be for your morning or for your work time. So a lot of people are either going to be in their office so they can't view a video. So just give them some text. Provide them some text. See, this is a great text here. The secret is in the integrated thermal plate. So nice. Okay, you're providing some good information. Coffee stays hotter longer, retains longer lasting flavor. Okay, and it's a great product shot. So you have some thermometers. So it looks really nice. Serving a services warming dish for donuts. Okay, so the images are really really nice, but but this initial image for some reason I think it's a little bit weak. I think that your other product images are a lot nicer, even though it's kind of like dark, and maybe that's why you wanted to use it as the top header. You can still put any kind of fade on any header image. So using a different one might give you different results. Obviously, I would A/B test it, just as always, A/B test to get the best results. And yeah, it looks like you're sharing your actual process. I'm wondering, is this going directly to to sale, or is it to going to Kickstarter first? Because if it's going to Kickstarter, I would love to see that information on the page as well. And once again, the call to action needs to change. So let's sign up on the page and let's see what happens. Before I do, Josh, do you have any comments on the
It is.
landing page?
It is. No,
Go
I
ahead.
think where you were going with this is Tom does say it's a pre-launch for Kickstarter, and
Oh, there you
I
go.
think that's where you can add a better incentive in
Yep.
terms of, you'll get exclusive early bird discounts. We see that work
I could tell.
for
Yeah.
early bird rewards. We see that work really well for other for other pre-launch Kickstarter campaigns where they'll give away an early reward. Other than that, I agree with what Izzy said about trying to find a better image for the top that kind of explains the product, and then like Izzy said on the video, the video needs to be complementary to the text. You can't make the page dependent on seeing the video to describe the page. And I think if you had some text around there that kind of explained it better, it'll work a little bit better. And then the headlines in the feature section, I wish they were all consistent. You've got a nice view for them, like where they have big text, small
Oh, that's right.
text,
But the
paragraph
second one
text,
here,
and that second one is missing the big text
and
there, where
the
serves as a
third one is
warming
missing
dish
the
for donuts and other. Yeah.
yeah. So
Um,
yeah.
so I
So
would
keeping
I
those
would think about
consistent. Sorry, Josh, I was cutting you off for a
that. All
sec.
right, so yeah, go on and sign up.
Okay, uh, but I could totally tell that this is a Kickstarter page just by the looks of it. But yeah, you should mention at the top, sign up for early bird pricing, or sign up for great perks, because people are used to hearing those words whenever they're backing crowdfunding campaigns. Perks, early bird pricing, those are keywords to use on the page whenever you're launching. Oops, whenever you're launching some kind of Kickstarter or crowdfunding campaign. So let's sign up. Okay, so this is where you could really, really use one of our thank you pages to drive that that crowdfunding virality, because once again, people are very used to those different perk levels. So if for example you use our thank you page with reward levels, you can get them sharing with more friends. You can drive more virality for your app, well, actually for the product, and I believe this product has a lot of potential, because already looking at it, I kind of want one of these, but but uh, but it's a simple product, and the simpler the
Yeah.
product, the the more viable that you'll get funding on some kind of crowdfunding platform. So I think that has a lot of potential. But yeah, I really would use a thank you page. Josh was actually going to comment something, and you want to get rid of this link here, because it says help spread the love by copying our link into your favorite social media, and
That's not the personal link.
exactly. You want to get rid of that link, because the personal link is auto generated by Kickoff Labs whenever you sign up. You can actually test the sign up within the actual designer when you're building your page. So go ahead and do that. And from within the thanks message, get rid of this link, or even better, uh, build a thank you page and then link to that. So people would be
And
redirected right after they sign up.
and even if they don't use a thank you page, I feel like that copy could use some of the fun copy that they use throughout the rest of the page, where it's like, we knew
Definitely.
you like donuts. Like, we knew you like donuts. Do you know someone else that likes donuts and coffee? Tell them
Cool.
about
Yeah,
it. Like,
that's
give me
beautiful.
some of that fun copy you used on the rest of the page. Take that through, carry that through to the thank you experience on your landing pages. All right,
All right,
I'm
Tom.
going to
So
take
best of
over
luck.
now,
Mhm.
and let's see. So I'll make myself the presenter. Okay. Yeah. We will share screen too. All right. Dum. Introducing the club, da da dum. It rolls off the tongue. I kind of like the name. Um, the page has got a simplicity to it, but something that bothers me about the page when I look at it here is this image has got like this camera focusing a little bit here on the form, but there's all this stuff. Like there's this clutter here, here, here. Like the image is sort of centralized, but at the same time, I feel like I want to look at it and not look at the form. So I'm always wondering when there's an image like this as a background with the box,
Josh,
what the image is
real
covering
quick.
up.
Sorry about that. I believe we're not seeing your screen yet.
Okay. Oh, show. You see it?
There you
How
go.
about now?
Dotted
Okay.
them. Yep.
Yep. This background image is what I was talking about. It feels like it does an okay job of drawing attention to the form, but because that you can tell with the transparency that there's stuff underneath it. In fact, there's a lot of clutter underneath this form. It takes away from the simplicity of the page a bit. Because in my head, it's one thing to have like this camera pointing and directing people at the form. It's another thing to make people wonder what they're missing with all of these things that are like half in, half out of the form here. And I sort of wish like this form box, like the image was flipped and the form box was over on the left side of the page. And then this image, you'd be able to see it. If the box was in this area here, um, and this image was flipped, so the table was more on the right side, so then you'd have like the table over here, then all you'd be obscuring is this black chair, um, and I think it would look a little bit simpler. So if you had the sign up box here on the page, boy, that's a beautiful sign up box. Everyone will sign up on this page. But I think there's just a little bit of a layout issue on the page could be easily resolved with just swapping out the background image, maybe trying a different image, or just placing the form in a different location, and that way you don't have people wondering what the clutter is beneath the form, or that being a distraction to the call to action on the landing page itself here. The button is nice and large. It's black and it stands out. It's just still a part of me really wishes it was a different color. It would be an A/B test I'd love to see you guys run, where you tested a version of this page and this button with a different color to make it stand out even more versus this plain one, and I'm curious if it makes any difference at all. I have no idea, but you've got the power to run an A/B test with KickoffLabs and prove to see which one will work. Um, so now let's look at the copy. I love the flow of the page. You've kind of got this sandwich view here and here of the copy that's the same text, and then you've just got two other texts, which is you've got your logo, and then the main copy, which is, hi, if you're a design lover, an interior geek, a slow foodie, or an urban traveler, join our private design store. I'm not sure why this has to be capitalized, unless you want to make it like accented or maybe bold that. The capitalization feels weird. You'll enjoy our best sellers along with new collections and fresh inspirations. I love I think that's fine copy. You're telling a story and you're really singling out, like you're saying who this is for, and then you're saying what you'll do. Enjoy our best sellers. So you're selling stuff along with new collections. This how to get access. I wish it said like access. Re-emphasize this like access our store, or how to get store access, or how to get designer store access, so it matched what you were selling, which was this point here. But I do love the copy on the button. So this is really good. The join the club and get rewards. I love that the button is here, and you've got this incentive like free membership by invite only. So I love that copy on the page. I think you guys did a great job there. Let's see what happens when you sign up. All right, you've got another simple sort of table for the table from another perspective. I wish you just left it and didn't do the rotating image. I find it a little bit distracting, and I think it goes against your simplicity that you had on the first page. So just pick one of these images and leave it there. You've got great copy. Don't leave pick that one with the table. And then, then don't leave your friends behind. Introduce them to the club. Get instant access to unique rewards. Click the buttons below to share this page. I wish it teased what the rewards were. Like I wish it teased like that it's a discount or free shipping. Like I wish it teased what the rewards were here in the sharing. Really quickly to check out the sharing on Twitter. Um, yep, it fits. The copy is personalized. Good job there, getting people to check it out. And let's see the Facebook link here. Another one without a Facebook image. Go and set your Facebook image on the Facebook share image on the main page, and that way when people share it on Facebook, they'll have an image there. That's all the feedback I got for this page.
I just want to quickly say that it's essential that any kind of brand that has some kind of like visual image, like Datadom, which looks like they're selling interior design and stuff like that. And a little while ago, we were looking at another page. I forgot what they were doing, but it's very focused on like visual. You need to have that image. I mean, especially on Facebook, because that image just turns out to be a huge link that people could click on, and it drives them to your page. So very important.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good point. All right, so I've only got a few more minutes left, and so I think we've covered all the pages of people that are here. I'm going to go lightning round through the other pages really quickly while I'm still sharing the screen here. So let's see. Um, just fed. Great logo. You've got the same dog in the background. The page, kind of fits really well with the bowl. Know exactly when your pet was last fed. Introducing Just Fed Bowl, a revolutionary new product. I feel like you've got a little bit too much copy here. If you could trim this by half, you'd be better. Um, Sign me up. This should say "Get my paws on one," really personalized. Watch our pre-launch video. I wish this was descriptive, like see how it'll help your pet. Um, the problem should be descriptive. Like Izzy said earlier, these headlines should really be, oh, single button function is the first headline that's description. The rest were not. So think about those copy changes on this page. Um,
There you go.
Afro frizzy hair.
Because they're actually in the chat, so go for it.
Oh, they're in the chat. Okay, Afro frizzy hair. All right, so I love the layout of the page with the woman over here and the logo on this side and the copy over here. Redefining hairstyles using 100% virgin hair extensions. Find out how. Um, because this is a disconnect to the form here, I wish this call to action said find out how by joining the club, just so it connected a little bit more from there to there. Because if you were just reading this and you're scrolling down this way on the page, it kind of ends here, like find out how. At least if you connected it in words, find out how below, find out how by joining the club below. Like if you connected this up to here, I think it'll improve the conversion rate. Um, Again, you've got join the club, step inside. It's a copy exactly of what Harry's did. I would have some fun with this, like get hair, like get better hair extensions, like have some fun with the copy and the button here, and I think it'll make a difference on the page. Let me sign up since they're here. See what happens when I sign up. All right, there's something off with this image. I don't know what the issue is. You can email support. It looks like maybe an image that's not supported in the browser or a bad image type. So ping support and we can help you there. Thanks for signing up. Invite friends and earn rewards. This is really generic copy. I wish it was more specific for what kind of rewards. Invite friends and earn up to 2 free things, or earn up to, like that way you tease the reward of knowing why they should share. I don't know why you would turn off the email sharing. I would at least turn back on the email sharing here, because people do use the email share button there, at least based on what we've seen. The Twitter share button, there's some space left for people here, so that's pretty good to share. The Facebook share, is there an image? Is there an image? There's no image here either. I really wish there was an image coming through on the Facebook share. So ping us support if there might not be an image on the sign up page, and so that might be a reason it's not coming up. Ping support, we can help you with that. All
Alex,
right.
well, two questions coming in from the guys at Afro Frizzy. He wants to know how he can make the pre-launch pages mobile optimized, because he says that the site doesn't look so well on mobile.
Oh yeah, because it scrolls in this way. Ping support, we can help you with this page a little bit. Kind of change it up around, change it up a little bit on the page.
And also mentioned that well, actually, we've had a couple questions coming in about not seeing Facebook images, or the images not coming up, because Alex says on the past one that he does have an image uploaded. So what's the issue with Facebook images, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of different reasons. If you recently changed it, it's hard to tell. Facebook is really picky about the image, about the images used. It has to be within the right size. We added some helper to the product to make sure people are
Exactly.
choosing the right kind and right help image. It has to be the right size. It has to be things that that people are interested in.
I'll see.
Or
Well,
not things. Has
Alex's
to be.
size is 200 by 200 by 200 pixels.
That's why it's not showing up.
Facebook is not gonna. Yeah, it needs to be
Yeah,
like
it needs
1200
to
by
be.
700 or something like that.
Yeah,
Needs
it
to be.
needs to be 1200 by 700. Facebook will just ignore tiny images like that. That's there. And so that's probably the issue right there because they just ignore images that are too small. Even if their own testing tools will preview the image and make it look like it works, it won't work live, which is there's no substitution for just trying it live because Facebook changes the rules all the time for these images, and they can because they're Facebook. Um, really quickly on the case banner, this join text is terrible. The call to action is way over here on the page. This form needs to be over here. I don't think it's connected to Kickoff Labs. The coming soon tells people to go away, but this is good, the join the ride for every early bird. My running resource, we've looked at this page before, and I still think you could cut half of the copy on this page and half of the copy on that pop-up that came up. Killany was submitted. I don't know where the call to action is on this page. I'm just going to leave.
Looks like a blog.
Um, Town Hall. There's a little bit of extra space here in this section. I feel like you could tighten up the space here, and you could cut this copy by about half. So imagine if this copy was half. And be more than average. That's a terrible line. I could say that about every product. I could wish everything or every person was more than average. I wish it was a little bit more descriptive, and there's an image missing here in the scroller, so you can set up a proper image there in the scroll bar, the scroll. Um, Boy, this is a build your REST API with Spring. There's no call to action on this page. It's a really long page.
There's a lead pages pop up on that one, I believe. There's like an
I,
exit intent or something on that one.
I still don't know where I would click to sign up or tell you I was. Oh, down here, there's finally pre-buy the class. It should be up here, like what it is, your class, you're pre-buying. Like you're not explaining it well in this page, in this location. Solar cloud, half the price of electricity for life, no matter where you are in the world. Everywhere, that's generic. Anywhere, generic. Generic. Be specific in your headlines, folks, to make it more specific here. I would, unless you have images that are related, I would just keep it with one, like this bridge. I wish there was a logo up here, and I wish this text was more descriptive of what you were doing and had an incentive to sign up. That's all the time we've got for today. I appreciate everybody for coming. Like I said, if you haven't checked out kickofflabs.com before, we can really boost your conversion rate. We make it easy to publish pages. We run smarter A/B tests than anywhere else you've seen because we save you referrals and we save you from your own bad copy on bad tests. And we make it easy, as you've seen on some of our customers, to generate referrals and really boost that conversion rate by getting more people to sign up. So if you are using Kickoff Labs, great. Tell a friend. If you're not using Kickoff Labs, give us a try. We can hook up to any of these pages I've seen today and add a boost to your page. That's all the time I've got for today. Have a great day. I've got to run, and I will talk to you guys next week. When we're doing a getting started with Kickoff Labs, we'll be going over the basics for those of you that are new to the product. Thanks, everyone, and that's all we've got.